Hello, Luisa, and thank you for joining us here at the NomadMania interview.
Thank you, Dondon, for having me here.
And congratulations, you have finished visiting all the 193 UN countries in the world. We're so excited and so happy for you.
So am I. I'm so excited, happy, and overwhelmed when all these things happening to me.
Yes. So tell us how it all started for you.
All started when I was in Leyte, which is a small province in Tacloban. Oh, no, it's not Tacloban. It's where you where you also come from, and I always have desire to dream about traveling and seeing that someday I will be able to see the world.
And how was it like before when you were starting to travel? Was it difficult? Was it challenging back in many years ago?
Oh, yes, it was so challenging. It was not easy because there was no internet, social media. I have to go a lot of my research in the library. That was my source of finding out where are the places and all this beautiful reading all the and different part of the world and say that there's a lot of things to offer and to see what is it like to travel.
And how long did it take you to finish visiting all the countries in the world?
It was a long time for almost forever, 50 years of my life.
Wow, 50 years.
It wasn't easy, like I said. It was difficulty, when you are uh, having to have a lot of responsibility in life with job, having kid, and um, you know all these things has to be considered also. That it was not easy to travel. You have to do a lot of research.
But you did it. You
But I
finished
did
all the
it. Yes,
countries
I
in the
thought.
world. So tell us, what are some, your key highlights of, your visits across all these different countries in the world? That'll
There
be
was
interesting to
Yes,
see.
there was a lot of things that I did that are like uh, uh, skydiving in Dubai. That
Wow.
was in spite of my difficulties in uh, going jumping. I did it, and I have visited a lot of festivals. Like the Green Geneva festivals in Nigeria. I went to see the Sing Sing in Papua New Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
I attended the carnival in Rios and some other, of other festivals that are too many to mention.
I know. And you even had like a funny story this year when you lost your phone. Tell us
Oh
about
yes,
that. What happened?
I in one of my trip to Palau in the South Pacific, I was I went to on a scenic scenic flight with a small plane, and there was no door. So when I was going to take pictures, the wind just flowed my camera and it fell to the water. And it was, so I said, oh, I lost my life because everything was there. I have all my contact, my itinerary, all my communication. It was the most difficult. But I managed in spite of that, by asking people, what time is it? Can you please wake me up at certain time? I don't know how I make it. It was not easy.
Your phone skydived just like you
Yes, just
did.
like I did.
But how did you manage to arrange that whole skydiving? Did you get permission from your family, your doctor? I mean,
Well,
that would be
my
interesting.
yes, it was not easy because I didn't when I signed in the skydive, I didn't realize that they sent me a form that my doctor has to sign the paper. For anybody that's 70 and above. So and I said,
And you
oh,
skydived when you were 78
yeah,
last year.
78 last year. And when I went to the expo in Dubai,
That's great.
so I went to my doctor's office and I said I need to have this sign. The secretary said no. The doctor said you're not jumping. And my said to him, but I made an appointment. I said, please, doctor, sign this paper because it's my bucket list. I want to do it. And finally, I think by having him to some kind of arrangement that if anything happened to me, he will not be responsible. So he finally said to me, are you sure that you really wanted to do it? I said, yes, doctor, please, this is in my bucket list. So he finally said, okay, with some witness. He signed it, and then I was so happy, and I did it. And that was the most highlight of my, adventure.
Wow, that's great. And obviously, the biggest highlight recently is when you arrived in Serbia as your final UN country that you finished.
Yes,
Tell us
yes.
about the whole experience.
Oh
What
my
was it
God,
like?
I couldn't believe it. It started when I was deciding whether I want to finish it in Trinidad Tobago or I want to finish it in Serbia. But then I said, well, Trinidad Tobago, first of all, I said, Trinidad Tobago is closer to me.
In
And
Miami.
in Miami, so it's easier for me to go there. And I should go first to Serbia. It's the farthest, and also with the weather, it's gonna be cold, and it's also was so many things that happened during my time in after I came back from South Pacific that my health kind of have some I kind of have a problem. So my doctor said, you shouldn't be traveling for now. But somehow all my friends that I met before, and they encouraged me to say, make Serbia your last country. We will be there. It's closer to Europe. All the people that I met during my travel. I met such a wonderful people. We bonded together. We become like a whole family. And I have such a beautiful experience on all my trip everywhere I go with my traveling. And Dong, you were there also. You in Europe, you said, "Do it in Europe. I will be there to greet you." I said, "Really?" I said, "Yes." So that's what made me decide to say, "Okay, Serbia." But never in my imagination that I will have this huge reception. That when I come out from the door, I have all these people, welcoming
The airport.
me at the airport, and they were all cheering, clapping, and they were there, and I couldn't believe it.
And then you
And
had a
then
lot of media,
media,
TV
TV
interviews.
coverage, and then after that arrival, party time. They took me to nightclub. We have hours. We had such a huge dinner in Serbia style. Big dinner that Eve and Vanna have arranged. Where we're gonna go, and then we party, and then were so many people there. They were all recognizing me, and they were all coming to have a picture taking with me, congratulating me, and telling me that, oh, congratulations, and we some of them want to take picture. All these people there, and then we went to another place, like what is it, club or a bar. So then we went there, with so many people, and we were having so much fun, and all these people also recognized me, and all these people were texting Vanna and texting Eve that they will come, please wait for us, because they saw the media, not the media, what they have sent through the Instagram.
Yeah, it went
So
viral. Your
it
Instagram
went
video
viral. I
is
couldn't
now
believe
1.8 million viewers.
1.8 million, and I
Yes.
said,
Wow.
what? He said, yes, you have all this viewer, that was following you. So, oh my God, never in my whole imagination that it will come to me like this.
And then suddenly newspapers,
And it's
television, live
yes,
TV,
yes.
you were featured in the
And the news, they
news.
were all, I said, I can't take this, and don't become my public relation. Bana was my media, Eve was my driver, taking me here, taking me there, and some of them, they came to the even to the place we were staying, because we said, I don't have more time. We don't have more time. He said, well, we come to you, so I don't know, it was so
You
exciting.
became a recognizable face. I remember when we walked in the streets,
Yes,
people will
everybody.
come and say,
That's it.
is that Luisa Yu?
Yes.
Can we have a
Picture.
picture?
They all want to come and take
Aw.
a picture. I feel honored. To be having at my age to get all this, attention.
And then, of course, on your last day, you had the opportunity to speak to students of the
Oh
College
yes,
of Tourism. Tell us
yes,
about
yes.
that, your experience. You were
I
emotional
It
at the
was so
day.
emotional because I have to. I was invited to speak for this, College of Tourism in Serbia, and they were preparing for me in the auditorium, and I said, "Oh, I thought it was just a question. I mean, it was just a small talk." And when we went there, they were all these people waiting, welcoming me, and with costumes and present, and I just I was overwhelmed. So they took me to the studio because my time was so limited. I said, I'm flying tonight to, so I have to be short. And they asked me question. I spoke to them. I encouraged them. I inspired them. It was emotional for me because they were clapping. They were asking me so many questions, so many things, about my travel, and then they were showing on the back of the stage all the pictures that I have in my some of my adventures in visiting some countries. So it was something, that I will never forget in my life.
And it was such a perfect example of using travel as a force for good,
Yes,
really inspiring
uh,
the young people.
yes, the young people. Yeah, I especially last year was highlight also because I was nominated as the most positive travelers in NomadMania.
Yes, of course. You won
I
the
won the
2022
22. Yes,
NomadMania
it was.
Most Positive Traveler Award. You also won
I was
the Most
most
Adventurous Explorer with the
the
PGD
PGA. Yeah.
Awards. And
So
then you're featured in the book
then the
Gala,
book
Adventures of the
gala.
Most
Yes.
Traveled Filipinos. And now
Uh,
you're the co-leader of the Filipino World Travelers Group.
uh,
You're an inspiration to many. So what message would you like to leave with our fellow travelers, world travelers, and also aspiring
yes.
travelers?
Like I said to the student, I said be positive, be don't be afraid, just go with your passion. If you want to travel, don't wait, just go whenever you have the opportunity, because it might not come back again, and life is too short. Just do it.
Any tips and tricks when we travel?
That's a lot because everybody's asked me, are you traveling? How do you go on your budget? I said I travel everything that I can, able to save some money. I did some backpacking in my past. Even now, I'm still doing backpacking. I went to a hostel. I stayed in a luxury hotel. Everything that I can able to, uh, support myself to travel. I even, for my first thing in my life, I did a couch surfing, and one of my friend that I met during our trip, and it was amazing. It was fun. I'm having fun at my age.
And it's really great. Like you're really having a full experience
Yes,
in
I
your
am.
travels. Really great to, you must be really excited to, having finished all the UN countries now.
Yes.
And so my final question,
Uh,
which is our Nomad Mania signature question, if you were given the opportunity to invite four people in the human history
uh,
to have dinner with you, who would you like to invite and why?
oh, wow, it's
Yeah,
a
for
little bit difficult question, but I mainly focus on the people that are related to traveling, like, okay, Jose Rizal, our Philippine national hero.
Mhm.
He was well traveled.
Mhm.
He was also, he speak many languages, and he traveled, I think, in many countries in the world, and inspired me because of the things what he did to our
Mhm.
country.
Yes.
And John F. Kennedy, he was the president who had a vision to send someone to visit the moon, and that was Neil Armstrong, the first person to launch the moon, and also the last one I would say John Wayne. And I used to see his movie, when I was young and I was looking at all this beautiful background scenery about the mountains, about these places, that I said someday I want to see those places that he was riding in a horse, and I want to visit it. So those are the people that inspired me. And when I came to the US, I was trying to see him in person, but he passed away already.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Luisa, for your taking your time to share with us your story here in our Nomad Mania community. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for having me.
Bye bye.
Bye.